G'day and welcome to the Breaking Through podcast. We had quite the weekend watching all the Coachella fallout, and we didn't want to talk about it as much until we got to the podcast. But Tyson, you and I and a couple friends watched the Justin Bieber Coachella
the infamous
headline
Justin
set.
Bieber set.
Now, I've said before, I've been a believer for a very long time when it wasn't cool to be a believer. And watching the discourse on this set, we did a lot of live commentary on this set when we were watching it. We probably should have recorded it, but I love the set.
You're a fan?
I loved the set, and I think it was a really good contrast between what Sabrina did. We'll get into her a little bit later. The production she had, everything like that was amazing. I had a few things that I didn't like about that set, but other than that, really good. And then to do Justin Bieber the next night, it was so minimalistic. His vocals, as soon as he started, I got goosebumps. I really enjoyed how it worked, but boy, some people are pissed about what they got.
I was really, like, the first half of the set when he was doing a lot of swag stuff, he sounded great. I really liked some of the production that they were using, especially the camera angles that he was like jumping from.
Yeah.
I thought that was all really cool. I was getting a bit tired of it after a while because I don't know that much swag.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. Once he jumped on YouTube though, I was like, ooh, what's going on now? And then he started pulling out his old hits. I was really enjoying it for about 15 minutes maybe, but then I just feel like it went on a bit too long.
Yeah.
And I was like, brother, what are we doing here? Like, I guess that's what always happens when you got like YouTube kick-ons. At some point of the night, you're just like, all right, man, put something else on.
But it was really feeling like a YouTube kick-ons. I think the YouTube bit, like, it's a really good nod to his past and the nostalgic vibe. Justin Bieber is the perfect middle ground of still current and nostalgia. Like, of course, if you're going to have a Coachella headline, you're going to be nostalgic. I think people aren't wrong in saying he could have put a bit more effort into what those songs could have been. Having memes of himself, I thought was funny. It was a nod to past problems, but like, I think the memes went like, why do we need to have a D's Nuts thing in there?
What are we doing
I was
here,
like,
bro?
you know, what are we doing? But I don't have that many criticisms on it. I think the only criticisms I have is like maybe having like a Jaden Smith or something like that for those nostalgic songs that he had. And the YouTube bit went a bit too long. Everything else I loved.
Yeah, I didn't like how quickly he was jumping out of songs. Like, even some songs, they just were very abrupt. Like, in the middle of the chorus, he's just like, let's go to the next, let's try something else.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It was weird. I am curious to know how like weekend 2 is going to go now. Like whether there's going to be that many more people packing a Justin set, or if people are like, I saw what he did. I wasn't a fan. I paid a lot of money to be here. Kind of a slap in the face. And maybe go do something else. I've heard that like apparently weekend 2 resale tickets have like skyrocketed after this weekend. Yeah.
Is that just because like... and we've spoken about this already, is festivals and Coachella in particular just becoming more for the streamers? Is it like Coachella is such a good advertisement for all these artists, and it's more of like if you come to my tour, this is something you could get, this is something you could see in your country, your city, whatever. But a lot of people that were there aren't very impressed.
Yeah.
After paying thousands of dollars or whatever to go there, are artists paying more attention to their online audience? I don't think that the middle ground has been set.
Yeah. It's interesting to think like the Coachella live stream is free. There's not much advertising on it. The biggest advertisement is the festival itself. And it's probably why it's sold out so quickly this year. Like, you're watching through the whole weekend. It's like, I get FOMO when I watch it. I was like, I wish I was there.
Which is what festivals want.
And it's probably why it's the biggest festival in the world, because it went into live streaming probably, I think, like 8 or 9 years ago now. It's been doing it for a while. Really good publicity for the festival. But yeah, sometimes you can see it might not work. And the Justin Bieber set, I can see a lot of people going like, I don't want to go there if he's just going to do that again.
But enough of his so many people would have tuned into that. So many of his fans would go, all right, if those tickets become on sale, I'm gonna snatch them up because just his vocals alone were incredible.
Yeah. Do you think he can tour this though? Do you think he can do world tours doing this exact same show?
No.
Him jumping on YouTube? Nah.
No.
I don't think he would either.
I don't think he would either. I think in hindsight, it's a beautiful thing. You could have an aspect of that, have like a 3-song YouTube bit, and then move on.
Yeah.
And you could make that into for Justin's tour. If you did have this YouTube bit, you could change the YouTube songs each time.
Yeah.
So then you could be like, say if you did an Australian tour, like Brisbane might get some certain songs, and then you go down to Sydney and they might get some certain YouTube songs.
Because he left a lot off. There was no Love Yourself. There was no What Do You Mean?
But of
there
course,
was no...
his catalog is so big.
Yeah.
That he's obviously going to leave a lot of songs off. So that's a marketing ploy. That if I go, Brisbane got this, Melbourne got that, Perth got this, surely that's something they'd be thinking about. It's like, we can rework this YouTube angle to make it, more likable. The idea is great. I really enjoyed the idea. Just the execution wasn't 100% incredible.
Yeah.
But you can work on that, and I think he will. And a lot of people liked it. A lot of people didn't. But I think the people that liked it can be like, yeah, it gave Kick on YouTube vibes, but that's sick.
Yeah.
I love that. If you were going into that set expecting Justin Bieber to do bells and whistles, dances behind him, all that type of stuff,
that's not where he's at.
There's nothing in the last couple of years about Justin Bieber that has led to that type of thinking. So, and to have 2 very different sets from Sabrina and Justin, I think it works super well.
Yeah. I'm interested to know what the contractual obligations were for him. I think that Coachella, with the amount that he got paid, which is I think 10 million, it's being reported on. They were
Can't be per show though.
Yeah, that must be for both weekends.
Yeah.
But it must be something in the contract, like you have to play this much old music, like old hits. And I think he found a creative way to do it. But yeah, back to it, just dragged on a bit too long.
Yeah, I agree. Sabrina's set though, man, and it's funny how Sabrina's set is like, this happens at this second, this blah blah. I love that set. The only thing I didn't really like about it is the actors coming on. But you've got to have costume changes, you've got to have stage changes and that type of stuff. But those acting bits went on for a little bit too long, and I was just like, oh man, can we get back to the music?
I failed to understand the significance of all of them as well. Because the Susan Sarandon bit, which was the longest one, I think it was like really an 8-minute monologue.
Yeah.
Had a square ad in the middle of it. Some guy comes in with a square thing, and then they talk about square for a minute. I was like, what is going on here? Was there some significance to what she was saying? Because it's all completely lost on me now. In saying that, I really enjoyed Sabrina's set too. I thought it was in the first 15 minutes, I was like, she's coming for Beyonce. She's coming for this big grand spectacle show. I really liked it, except I think halfway through the set, she was playing a little more of her lesser known songs. And it did kind of, was checking my phone and lost a little bit of attention for it. But
if we want to, let's rate Justin Bieber and Sabrina Carpenter's Coachella performances. Out of 10, what are you giving Justin Bieber?
I'd give him a 6.
Oh, you're going that low?
Yeah. It was okay.
I'm giving Justin Bieber an 8.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I've loved him for ages. So just seeing him on stage and singing and that was sick. Sabrina Carpenter's Coachella performance. What are you giving that out of 10?
Oh, maybe a 7.5.
You're going low.
Yeah, they were I liked them, but they didn't really blow my mind. And they Sabrina's, I could have been a 9 if the momentum kept up the whole time. But unfortunately, it just kind of dipped, and I was just kind of bored for a while until the ending, where she played a couple of bangers back to back.
See, I'm saying Sabrina Carpenter's a 9 out of 10 performance.
Wow, yeah, okay.
I really but I don't know how many
I do have
months
other
I've been going
acts.
Sabrina come to Australia. So seeing that and going like, this is what we could be getting. I think I had more of that in my head, but like the whole thing was just such a performance. Obviously there's things I didn't like about it, but I thought it was such a good show.
Do you think this is the show that she tours now moving forward for like world tours? Or do you think this was a one-off? Two-off?
Well, like that set would be so expensive to put on. So like, I don't think.
But do you think there's like a cheaper alternative version of that show that she can tour around?
There will be a Temu brand that you can bring to Australia, Sabrina, that we will take. But yeah, I obviously you're not going to have everything that you get out of a Coachella set because it's the Coachella set. But yeah, I think there's definitely a way that you can tour that. Like the treadmill stage, I thought that was sick.
That was great.
I really enjoyed that. Different tempos throughout the set. And,
I did like when she was on the car and the water started coming out and tears.
That was cool.
That was really cool.
I really enjoyed those sets. But there were other sets throughout Coachella as well that I didn't expect to be that good. And obviously off streaming, we're only getting a certain vibe. But man, Slater's set.
Slater, I'd give a 9 out of 10 for. That was
Slater set. That Slater set at Coachella looked sick.
Yeah.
And like, not just like her stage presence and that type of stuff, but the way the crowd was moving.
Yeah.
Like, I love watching a crowd, even when I'm at the festival, to see how it's moving. Fuck, she had that pumping.
I think this is Slater's year. Like that album that she put out, The Worst Girl in America, is my favorite album of the year so far. Did
it come out this year?
Yeah, it only came out like a couple of weeks ago, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. But dude, I think it's the spiritual successor to Brat. It's an Americanized, dirtier, harder.
It's like a grungy,
sexier, like Brat. Like, so good. Loved everything that she did. She played the new album in full, which is like so brave for like an artist that is breaking but has been around for a couple of years. I'm so excited for her to come to Australia, and she could do pretty much any summer festival she wanted here.
But here's the thing with Slater. It's like, and this is what Coachella's, I think it's done really well, is Slater off that performance will have so many opportunities, so many new fans. It's exactly like us. Like, I knew one Slater song before this Coachella set, and it's making me go through and go, fuck, after I've seen that, streaming wise, I'd love to go see it live.
Yeah.
And her, let's say if Slater was to come to Australia off the back of that, like, she's not going to be a headliner, but like,
she's going to be close up. It'll be like let's say she has Laneway, she'll be in the Pink Panther spot.
Well, her last touring dates are in November at the moment. I think it's like London, a last show. So that opens up the whole Australian festival summer for her. She could do Spilt Milk. She could be in that somber slot.
Yeah.
Because that was like an afternoon slot. You could do our New Year's Wildlands or and BTV as well, or you could wait all the way to Laneway.
Yeah.
Laneway, I think, fits her the best.
I think so too.
Closely followed by Spilt Milk with some of the acts that they've had. But if you want to come for an Australian New Year's,
I think Wildlands and BTV might not be her crowd.
Yeah.
I think they're a little bit more broader audience.
Yeah.
Laneway, though, 100%.
Yeah, I think Laneway fits incredibly well, but then also wouldn't be surprised with Spilt Milk. Like that somber pick last year, Rebecca Black last year as well.
Yeah.
That they've been, taking some early options, some left field options, and I've really enjoyed them. But I think Slater's a perfect fit for Laneway.
Yeah.
And Laneway gets them right early on consistently.
Yeah.
It feels like a shoe-in.
100%.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Anything, I think the only lowlights out of it was, Enima couldn't do his set.
Yeah, that sucks. I saw some people talking like, why didn't he just do a DJ set without the production?
Yeah.
It's like,
do you know the actor?
Do you know who it is? Yeah.
I think off Justin Bieber again, like the Kid Laroi, man, it was just good to see an Aussie on the headline set.
Yeah.
Like that was sick. I really enjoyed that. And they sounded great together. And I think, a little theory we had whilst watching it is like, there's a lot of rumors about Kid Laroi, coming back and doing an Oz tour. What if, like, super hypothetical, Justin Bieber came to tour, and then Kid Laroi was his support.
I mean,
Kid Laroi,
sellouts
like
everywhere.
having an Aussie support, like Kid Laroi, he puts on a good show. They could do songs together.
Yeah.
Like, I think that would be awesome to see. So, I mean, I did videos on Justin Bieber last week going like a Ticketek hinting a Justin Bieber tour off the back of Coachella. I feel like we're going to see a few tours announced. Would love to see that happen. Somba's obviously done a tour announcement for overseas. I think we'll see a couple more, and hopefully Australia's on a couple of them.
Yeah.
Speaking of tour wrap-ups, Jason Derulo announced. Noah
Is this
Khan.
his last tour?
Yeah, I think so. That's how
They're marketing it like that.
Yeah. Noah Khan announced kind of out of nowhere. Well, we knew it was coming, just didn't know it was coming this week. Avenged Sevenfold announced as well. They did a little promo. Charlie Puth? What?
Yeah.
That was... I didn't see that coming this morning. Straight after Avenged Sevenfold. This week. And Alice in Wonderland announced some extra shows as well.
Cool.
So a few genre skips there. But I think... And the Avenged Sevenfold really brought this to light for me. How it's like, if you see a tour starting to campaign, starting to tease, that is your sign, okay, this bad boy's announcing super soon. If I can save money over the next week, that's what I've got to do.
Yeah.
This is like, campaigns are fun and we can follow, which venues and blah, 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 who's missing out, who's not. That's all fun. But as soon as you see this teaser, like they started teasing, I think it was like last Wednesday or something. Yeah. You see the billboard, you go, this is going to last a week. I've got a week to prep to get that money up so I can go. Because the first sale is like literally the next day. So, and that sucks. I know I don't like that, but maybe this is the happy medium for now.
Yeah.
It's a week teaser campaign. That's cool. That's fun. That's your warning. So then you can't say, oh, it was, it's the next day. We got no prep. Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Would love an extra week of prep, but this is what we have right now. Just take that. You can get involved in all the teasing and being like, oh, fuck, I hope it's coming to Brisbane. I hope it's this. But that's also what it's for. Keep that in the back of your mind as well. We went to Ultra on the weekend.
It was awesome. I was very surprised at how good it was, actually.
Yeah, I also, I don't dance at festivals.
Yeah.
But I had a boogie.
We were booking.
We actually had a pretty good time. And I think the only negatives for the Ultra that I had, I think it was busier than last year too, is that, obviously Alesso pulled out super last minute. I don't know how much I believe of his reasoning, but it's also they didn't release set times till less than 24 hours before. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're only doing that if something has come up.
Yeah.
You're not holding it that far back just because you can. Something's obviously come up, and I think it was the Alesso thing. The Melbourne set times came out a few days before as well, but less than 24 hours before, something's happened.
We were texting and I was like, there's disagreements on playing times. That's the only thing that could be holding this up. And then once Alesso dropped out, I was like,
yeah,
maybe I was right there.
That's also where my mind went straight away, and people weren't happy. But I really enjoyed Chainsmokers' set.
Yeah.
DJ Snake, I was a bit like, all right, brother.
It was half there.
But Chainsmokers was fun as. It was nostalgic as hell.
And they were playing bangers after bangers.
Yeah.
It just felt like a really good DJ set, which I wasn't expecting for some reason. I don't know if it's because they're so popular that I was just writing them off. But dude, they were singing songs and blending other tracks in. I was really surprised. The low light for me from Ultra was the host, and he's talking with for 10 minutes straight. He was doing 10-minute.
Yeah, but I think he's there at every Ultra show or whatever, and it's he obviously had a lot of time to fill in for that Alesso.
Yeah.
So I was also the same way of going man, he's really earning his money today because he had to.
Yeah.
He had to fill in time. But I was getting to the point where I was like, bro, just give me silence.
I think a lot of the crowd were turning on him the longer that he went too.
Yeah,
because we were going, shut up. And then someone would go yeah, fucking shut up.
Yeah. It's and just that American voice as well.
Yeah. Hey guys.
He was kind of he reminded me of a transformer.
Yeah. He reminded me of like an 80s radio host.
Yeah,
He's like, this is Howlin' Joe in the morning.
Yeah, so interesting. But I also think the marketing was interesting, how they were marketing it as the last Ultra Gold Coast. And then he gets up and goes, are we going to come back and do another day next year, 2 days, maybe 3? It's like, brother, it's been marketed as the last Ultra
Yeah,
Beach.
I was so confused at that.
So I didn't like that. But what about if that is the last Ultra Gold Coast or Ultra Beach? It's the marketing's a bit, how you going? How are they going to move forward? Are they going to go to Brisbane? Do they go to Sydney and just do like a Melbourne-Sydney run and then just get rid of Ultra Beach completely? I'm very interested to see how that goes because like I went last year's Ultra and this year seemed way bigger.
It seemed packed.
Yeah.
Like I was like, what is the issue? Why would you not come back?
But like maybe that's the thing. It's like they've used that as a marketing ploy to go, and it's worked for other festivals.
Yeah.
But then it's bitten them in the ass as well.
Yeah.
So I don't think Ultra Gold Coast can come back next year because people will remember.
Yeah.
It will be like, this is why I went last year because you said it was the last one. People
Yeah.
don't forget that
Blues
type of
Fest
shit.
situation.
Yeah, and I think Blues Fest could have communicated that better of like why they'll come back, blah blah blah. But Blues Fest is the case that other festivals should look at and be like, when we say it's the last one here, we've actually got to honor it.
It's almost like throwing a tantrum. It's like, what if I just leave? What if I never come back?
Yeah,
I'm never coming back here. All right, I'll come back.
but it's a good marketing ploy if it is your last one.
Yeah.
Because that's a great FOMO marketing tactic.
Yeah.
But it's actually got to be. Speaking of other festivals cancelling, this one's postponed. Out-to-Lunch cancelled. Oh, man, I'm in mixed feelings about this. They cancelled till 2026. I like how it wasn't just an unforeseen circumstance, and we've spoken about this on the pod as well, and how we thought the fuel crisis was going to affect Australian festivals and tours and that type of stuff. And I think this is the first one that's actually come out and said, this is the fuel crisis.
Yeah.
But how come other festivals aren't cancelling for this reason? Like, how come they're the
Because
first
they're selling
one?
better. I don't think Out to Lunch was selling. My personal vibe, I don't think Out to Lunch was selling well at all. I think the fuel crisis is kind of like the perfect excuse to get out of. Well, like pinning it on it's like a perfect reason to get it cancelled.
So you think we're postponing because of the fuel crisis is the new we're postponing due to unforeseen circumstances? Do
Yeah.
you think this is going to be the 2026 version?
2026 version, or like the COVID reason,
Yeah,
like we have to cancel because of COVID. I think this is the new reason. If it was selling well, it would have gone ahead because what do they need the fuel for? Your crew,
Setting up and
your crew and production are all locally sourced.
sourced.
So it's like that's not what you need fuel for. Like if Fisher's got to fly over from LA or something, like all right, it doesn't make sense.
It would have been a factor, and it would have added a little bit more pricing. I've had a few conversations about this from anonymous sources. They would have gone, it's a little bit more, but if your festivals are selling well across, logistically across the country, you're going to make that work.
Yeah.
So it makes me think that other things were at play. Do I think it's a factor? Yes.
Yeah.
But I also didn't like rising costs and the pressure on everyday Australians. Why are we blaming the fans? Why are we blaming the punters? Like, that frustrated me a lot. I like that you're giving reasons, but don't say it's the punters' fault.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I'm getting from that. And
Well,
they're the first ones I've ever seen do that. I don't
think it's
like
a
that.
soft, we didn't sell enough tickets, and it's probably because
That's also
you're
what I
all
thought.
poor. Like,
Yeah. Like, but that going in. Like, when this got announced, cost of living didn't go away. And it's like, we're still buying, like, Noah Khan, that's going to sell like fucking hotcakes. So it's like, we're being picky. So I don't think that's I didn't like it.
I think to be honest, personally, I think Fisher's kind of fallen off recently. I don't think he has the same hype around him that he had, let's say, like 4 or 5 years ago. When he would never play Australia that much when he was blowing up. He was kind of traveling the world, doing his thing, really enjoying the fruits of the labor elsewhere. And then he come back for Out to Lunch last year. It's his first time back in a couple of years. That sells really well. He's done like a few
Melbourne shows, and like he did BTV and Wildlands.
That's true.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah.
So I think it's And we've seen with other festivals of this size, when they have good years, try and expand, it doesn't work. I think we've just got to really stop expanding for a bit.
Yeah.
In this environment, like, let's just, what's working, keep that.
Yeah.
Build that slowly. So, like, I think maybe they just went a little bit too big for now.
I think it's fatigue as well. I think
Fatigue on festivals or Fisher?
fatigue on Fisher.
Yeah.
I think he's just been here a bit too much in the last couple of years. And I also think this lineup didn't offer anything better than it did last year. Usually you go harder.
Last year's lineup was, I thought it was a lot better.
It was a lot better.
So, and that was that's not us being assholes. That's, I think, the main feedback we've got. And in the comments, I saw that they'll announce new dates soon. I'm expecting not a completely different lineup, but I'm expecting some new people to be on that lineup.
Yeah, 100%.
And I think it's a great way to, not a great way. I think it's, now that this has happened, it's a great chance to, reflect and go, is this working? Is this not? Would this act be better for here? I think I'll be interested to see if they actually go around to all the locations.
Yeah.
I hope they do. I hope they stick with it. But yeah, I think there's a few questions to be talked about here. We're a little bit late on this one, but we've been talking about this a lot. And I think Radio Free Alice have given the perfect example of what not to do on a Triple J like a version.
Yeah.
And I would say 80%, 90% of people don't like the comments that these lads said. I think if you had said this differently, it wouldn't have been as such a bad thing. But man, you're going to pick one of Usher's best tracks and say that, good songs don't need to be covered. It's an ugly duckling. What are you talking about?
The interview video is really like a test to like, how fast will you turn on these guys while watching this interview? For me, it was 5 seconds.
Yeah, it was pretty quick.
Yeah, it was really quick. And so many layers to like what's funny about it as well. Like they thought it was a bad song and they were like, we only believe in covering bad songs. Yeah. Which doesn't really make sense.
No.
I think they're talking about movies maybe.
Yeah. Like your dirty pleasure or something.
Exactly. There's pretentiousness. They were speaking in some like fake pommy Aussie accent and going like, "Yeah, this song is sort of the ugly duckling."
Fucking hated
song.
that so much. You're allowed to dislike songs.
Yeah.
But like you can say that in a way how it's like, I might not be the biggest fan of this song, but I know how much this means to everyone else, and we thought we'd do our cover of it. And like before I saw the interview, I liked the cover. I think like a versions. Like if you take a song that is completely out of your genre and make it your own, the execution might not have been absolutely incredible, but it was different, and I like that. And then you see that interview, and I go back to watch it again, and I'm just like, ugh, what are we doing? Your songs are so going to get covered now.
Yeah. See, to me, I didn't like it at all. And it was kind of like a perfect setup for me not to like it. Maybe I went into it with like, I'm not going to like this. But to me, it sounded like the South Park goths.
Yes.
Covering a song.
Oh my God. Radio Free Alice are the South Park goths. That's exactly what they sound
exactly like what their band would sound like.
Oh my God, that is sick.
And it was just funny. Like by the end of the interview, they're like, yeah, we rediscovered a really deep meaning dance. Like it's the nice.
Those lyrics were so like, there's a lyric in there that like, it takes on a different meaning. It's like, what? It's like, I remember this song came out when I was maybe just a teenager or just before a teenager. I remember when that Bad Boy came out and was like, holy shit. And then that's nostalgic as hell. You should cover nostalgic as hell songs. But to take that route on it of like just shitting on a song, like you cover a song because you respect it. Yeah. And you want to add respect or take a different meaning on it. Oh, just to shit on it and then be like, we wanted to make it a swan. Bro, what are you talking about?
Corny. Do you think this affects them like moving forward? They like their career. Do you think this is like something that's going to tank it, or do you think it's like any attention is good attention?
This Usher thing for Radio Free Alice is going to follow them their whole career.
Right.
People will bring it up in interviews in 10 years' time. Like, I don't know if this derails their career or like more people go and listen to them to see if like, you know, just to see what these guys are about. But in 10 years' time, someone's going to interview and be like, so how do you feel about Usher? What's the, how do you feel about those tracks? Like, do they come out and apologize or do they just stick with it? I don't know, but I will follow it because I'm curious.
Yeah. I think they need media training. Because I think a manager should have said something to them before they got on camera and been like, hey, maybe don't shit on the song.
Yeah.
Maybe just say you love it.
Or just say it something different.
Yeah.
Like, just, it really pissed me off, especially because, you know, I'm all about supporting Aussie talent. But we've got to call out bullshit when we see it.
Dude, I kind of
bullshit.
I kind of liked them before that video. It's all changed for me now.
Yeah, man. But is it just like if they came out this week and went, hey, we shouldn't have said that, we apologize, a lengthy statement, own it, do we just go, all right, it's a shitty decision, they've apologized, they've taken accountability, and then do we move on?
Nah.
I don't think so.
I think everyone who watched that interview know exactly what kind of dudes they are. We love to hate those kind of dudes.
Yeah, and I just think like that was such a interesting move to make on a platform. You know, like a version can make your career go from upcoming to you've broken through.
Yeah.
How many great covers have we seen take bands and acts to the next level?
Totally.
So they had this opportunity, and it could be the most negative like a version I've ever seen now. Like usually it's I don't like this cover or I don't like that way they went about it. Now it's, you've said this, everyone's heard you say it. You're kind of doubling down in the comments going, wow, like this is AI, like AI is so good, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen a like a version this negative.
Yeah. One thing that they could do that could turn it all around is when Hottest 100 voting comes in, they do a campaign for it.
How do you do that campaign?
That might make me like him if they start putting out ads for it.
No, they get Usher to do a cameo. Yeah. They pay Usher $1,000 to do a cameo, but like Radio Free Alice's like a version. They covered my song. That'd be sick. Oh man, a pretty action-packed week. Also, we will be having this up, but you can. I'll do a TikTok video. You'll be able to send your questions in via.
The link in the description.
Yeah, link in the description. I'll put a link in my bio as well on Instagram and TikTok. Send in your questions. We'll talk about, well, just nice questions, please. No, I'll hear them all, but yeah, we'll start answering your questions, and if we get a few, we might start doing a segment on it.
Cool.
Bye, team.
Everyone. See you next week.